They never tell you this part. Nobody warns you that the real battle isn't out there in the world. It's happening quietly inside your own head every single day. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a voice in your mind that never shuts up. It doubts you, distracts you, rushes you, drags you into the past, throws you into fake future fears, and somehow convinces you that you're tired before you've even started. And here's the crazy part, that voice isn't you. But if you don't learn how to focus your mind, it will run your life like it owns the place. This video isn't motivation fluff. This is about the hidden power that separates people who stay stuck from people who quietly take control and build something real. Most people think focus is about grinding harder, staring at a screen longer, or forcing discipline through willpower. That's cap. Real focus isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's calm, controlled, and scary powerful. A focused mind can turn average talent into elite results, turn chaos into clarity, and turn setbacks into straight fuel. History proves this over and over, but nobody talks about it because it's not flashy. You don't see it on Instagram Reels. You feel it in silence, when someone locks in and suddenly starts moving different. Think about this for a second. Two people can have the same skills, same resources, same opportunities, and end up in completely different places. One keeps spinning their wheels, always busy but never progressing. The other moves slow but steady. And 5 years later, you're like, yo, how did they get that far? The difference isn't luck, it's focus. One mind was scattered, the other was trained. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Your mind is naturally lazy and easily hijacked. It craves comfort, dopamine, shortcuts, and distractions. That's why your phone feels magnetic. That's why you check notifications without thinking. That's why you plan big goals at night and wake up doing the same old stuff. A distracted mind feels busy but produces nothing. A focused mind feels boring but builds everything. Let me paint a picture. Imagine an old man sitting across from a younger guy at a wooden table. The room is quiet. Sunlight coming through the window. No phones, no noise. The young man is frustrated. He says he's trying everything but nothing's working. He says he wants more out of life but feels stuck. The old man listens, nods, then says something simple that hits harder than any speech. He says, "Your problem isn't effort, it's attention." That's it, no hype, just truth. Attention is your most valuable currency. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention is scattered across drama, comparison, fear, and entertainment, that's exactly what your life will reflect. But if you can aim that attention at one thing long enough, consistently enough, everything changes. That's the hidden power. Not motivation, not talent. Focus. People underestimate how rare real focus is. Most folks can't sit with one thought without reaching for distraction. Silence makes them uncomfortable. Stillness feels threatening. But silence is where clarity lives. Stillness is where your real thoughts finally speak up. A focused mind doesn't react to everything. It chooses. And that choice is freedom. Let's talk about why focus feels so hard now. You're not broken. The system is literally designed to steal your attention. Apps, ads, news, algorithms, they all profit from keeping your mind fragmented. A distracted person is easier to control, easier to sell to, easier to manipulate. A focused person? That's dangerous. They don't panic easily. They don't follow trends blindly. They don't get pulled into nonsense. They move with intention. And intention beats intensity every time. You don't need to go all out for a week and burn out. You need to show up every day with clear intention. Focus turns small daily actions into unstoppable momentum. That's why people who master their minds don't rush. They trust the process. They know that compounding works whether it's money, skills, or mindset. Here's another thing nobody likes admitting. Focus exposes excuses. When you slow down and really pay attention, you can't lie to yourself anymore. You see where you waste time. You see where fear stops you. You see patterns you've been avoiding. That's uncomfortable. So most people stay distracted on purpose. But growth lives on the other side of that. Discomfort. A focused mind doesn't mean you never feel doubt. It means doubt doesn't get the steering wheel. It means you acknowledge the noise, then get back to what matters. Think of your mind like a lens. If it's dirty and shaking, the image is blurry. Clean it, steady it. Suddenly everything sharpens. You don't build focus by force. You build it by practice, just like a muscle. Start small, 5 minutes of undistracted work, 10 minutes of silence. One task done fully instead of 10 done halfway. It sounds simple because it is. But simple doesn't mean easy. The ego hates simplicity. It wants complexity because complexity hides lack of progress. A focused mind also changes how you experience time. When you're scattered, time slips through your fingers. Weeks blur together. You feel busy but unfulfilled. When you're focused, time slows down. You're present. You remember days. You feel progress. You feel alive. Here's something wild. The mind doesn't know the difference between real threats and imagined ones. So when you're constantly worrying about things that haven't happened, your body reacts like it's under attack. Stress, anxiety, exhaustion, all from unfocused thought. Focus brings calm because it brings you back to what's real. Right now, people who master their minds don't avoid emotions. They observe them. They don't suppress thoughts. They direct them. That's the difference. You don't fight the river. You guide it. When your thoughts run wild, your energy leaks. When they're focused, your energy multiplies. Let's be real. Most dreams die not because they're impossible, but because the person chasing them couldn't stay focused long enough. They switched plans. They chased quick wins. They got bored. They listened to opinions. Focus requires patience, and patience is rare in a world addicted to instant results. The quiet ones who win aren't always the smartest. They're the most consistent. They know how to lock in. They know when to say no. They know that every yes costs attention. And attention is expensive. If you want to know whether someone's life is going to change, don't ask about their goals. Watch their focus. Watch what they do when nobody's watching. Watch how easily they get distracted. Watch how they respond to boredom. Boredom is the gateway to mastery, but most people escape it instead of entering it. A focused mind can sit with boredom long enough to turn it into creativity. That's where ideas are born, not in noise, not in chaos, in stillness. That's why some of the greatest breakthroughs come when people unplug. Walk, think, and breathe. You don't need more information. You're overloaded already. You need less noise, less comparison, less scrolling, more depth, more presence, more intention. That's where the power is hiding. And here's the best part. Focus is free. You don't need money, connections, or permission. Just a decision. A decision to guard your attention like your life depends on it. Because low-key, it does. Once you start training your focus, you'll notice something shift. You'll feel less anxious, less rushed, more grounded. You'll start finishing things. You'll trust yourself more. And that confidence? It's real because it's earned. People will ask what changed. They'll think you found some secret hack. But you'll know the truth. You just stopped letting your mind run wild. You took control. So next time you feel overwhelmed, don't ask for motivation. Ask where your attention is leaking. Next time you feel stuck, don't blame the world. Check your focus. Master that and everything else gets easier. Because a focused mind isn't loud. It doesn't flex. It doesn't beg for attention. It builds quietly, relentlessly. And one day, people wake up and realize you're way ahead. And that's the hidden power they never told you about.